Hello girls, I hope you're staying safe at home. So today we are going to learn about acid rain. Now what do you mean by acid rain? When we talk about acid rain, we are using this term to describe not only rain but also snow, fog, dew, which are more acidic than normal water. Now, normal rain is only slightly acidic. Why? Because carbon dioxide reacts with it to form weak carbonic acid. So, this is your equation. You know equations are important. Now, pH of acid rain usually is between 5.6 and 3.5. At times, it can be as low as 2. The lower the pH, the more acidic it is. Now, what is acid rain made up of? Acid rain results from acids like nitric acid and sulfuric acid, which is present in the rainwater. Actually, it is formed from the different gases that is found in polluted air. Now, these acids are formed when oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, they come in contact with rainwater. So, the oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur, they mix with rainwater or dissolve in rainwater to form either nitric acid or sulfuric acid. Now, what are the causes of acid rain? Now, fossil fuels contain compounds of nitrogen and sulfur in addition to carbon. Fossil fuels are the fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene. Okay, so what do they contain? Nitrogen and sulfur together with carbon. So due to combustion, you know combustion means burning. When it burns, when these fuels burns, large amount of sulfur dioxide is given out. Oxides of nitrogen, okay, nitrogen dioxide or nitrous oxide, nitrogen monoxide are formed, and of course carbon dioxide also gets discharged into the atmosphere. Now these oxides of nitrogen, sulfur and even carbon dioxide, they dissolve in the rainwater, forming various types of mineral acids. The main cause of acid rain is the formation of mineral acids like carbonic acid formed from carbon dioxide, nitric acid formed from oxides of nitrogen, and sulfuric acid is formed due to sulfur dioxide, which dissolves in the rainwater. So here you can see how the burning of fossil fuels releases oxides of nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, it goes up, rises up, okay, and then in the clouds when rainwater is formed, it dissolves in the rainwater, and what is formed? Acid rain is formed. So here you can see sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides with water vapor in the clouds, okay, it will combine together to form acid rain. So now let's see how nitric acid is formed in the atmosphere. Now nitric acid is formed by the combination of nitrogen and oxygen of the air to form an oxide of nitrogen, and then it dissolves in water to form nitric acid. So during thunderstorms, when there is thunder and lightning, nitrogen and oxygen, they come together to form nitric oxide. Okay, now oxides of nitrogen are also produced in automobile engines, inside vehicles, inside cars, buses, okay, inside the engines when these petrol burns or diesel burns in the engines of vehicles. What is formed? Oxides of nitrogen. Now nitrogen oxide or nitric oxide gets oxidized in the atmosphere to nitrogen dioxide. So nitric oxide, also known as nitrogen oxide, will combine further with oxygen present in the atmosphere to form nitrogen dioxide. Now this nitrogen dioxide will combine with water to form a mixture of nitrous acid HNO2 and nitric acid HNO3. So this is how nitric acid is produced in the atmosphere. Now formation of sulfuric acid. Coal that is used in power plants, they have up to 4% of sulfur. Now when these coal, they burn, or combustion of coal, it forms sulfur dioxide, that is SO2. Petroleum products also release sulfur dioxide on combustion. Petrol, diesel, kerosene. So when they burn, they form sulfur dioxide. So there are various ways by which these poisonous gases are released into the atmosphere, and once they are released into the atmosphere, it causes air pollution, and they are also known as pollutants. So that is how we get acid rain. Now there are some other sources of oxides of sulfur. From where else do we get oxides of sulfur? They come from chemical plants, metal processing plants, copper, lead and zinc smelting industry. So when we talk about plants, we're talking about factories. Okay, so from all these different factories and industries, oxides of sulfur is formed and they are released into the atmosphere. Sulfur is a non-metallic element. You know, sulfur is a non-metal, and they are found in fossil fuels. When we talk about fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, petroleum products, and also in fuel oil. Now when these fuels are burned, sulfur combines with oxygen in air to form, of course, its oxide, that is sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So you can see sulfur plus oxygen gives sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide further reacts with oxygen to give sulfur trioxide. So sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, they react with water or dissolve in water to form sulfuric acid. And of course it will come down with the rain, because these oxides of sulfur are dissolving in rainwater. So naturally sulfuric acid is being formed where? In the atmosphere, in the rain. So it comes down as rain. So here you can see sulfur dioxide with oxygen dissolves in rainwater to form sulfuric acid. Sulfur trioxide directly dissolves in water to form sulfuric acid. Now what is the impact of acid rain? It is not good. You know that it affects the soil chemistry. It removes calcium, potassium, which is the main ingredients of the soil, which makes it very fertile. So once it affects the soil chemistry, it removes the calcium and potassium. It makes the soil lose its fertility, which ultimately damages forests. So plants will die, the forests, it will damage the forests, the fauna, the flora, the fauna are all affected by acid rain. So acid rain causes loss of nutrients from plants, and it also damages their leaves. Next is acid rain has serious ecological impact, in the environment. It affects water bodies too, because once the rain comes down, it will flow on the surface of the earth and it will reach the lakes, the ponds, rivers, oceans. So what happens? The water of lakes and rivers become acidic due to acid rain, and the fauna or the aquatic life in the river, in the lakes, there are many different living organisms living in rivers and ponds and lakes, so they will all die. Now acid rain causes extensive damage to building and sculptural materials like marble, limestone, slate, mortar. These materials become pitted. That means they are eaten up by the acid rain and it becomes very weak. So the calcium carbonate here is the marble with sulfuric acid and nitric acid. It forms something else. That is, marble no longer remains marble. So it will be washed down as calcium sulfate, carbon dioxide and water, calcium nitrate, carbon dioxide and water. So the Taj Mahal is facing this serious problem. If you have been to see this, one of the 7 wonders of the world, that is the Taj Mahal, you will see that nowadays, these vehicles which use petrol are not allowed inside the premises of the Taj Mahal, so that the Taj Mahal could be saved. Now, long time back, what had happened, many years back, the government, they saw that the Taj Mahal had become yellow. Why? Because there were many factories in Agra. So what were they releasing? They were releasing oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, and then maximum what was being formed? Acid rain. So when it came down, it was eating away on the white marble and it had turned yellow. And then the government was very quick to take action, and then it relocated all these factories. All these factories were closed down, and they were, like, given land very far away from the Taj Mahal. So nowadays, of course, the color of the Taj Mahal has come back to its normal. Now, acid rain increases corrosion of metals. Corrosion means it will erode, it will rot off, it will fall off. For example, formation of rust on structures like iron gates and iron frames increases due to acid rain. Now, acid rain impacts humans too. In sufficiently high concentration, it can affect a person's breathing because it is present in the water vapor, that is the fog that is present in the atmosphere. So sulfur dioxide, it irritates the upper respiratory tract, the part of our body that serves to expel soot particles and dust from inhaled air. And in lower concentration, it injures the tissues that makes up the lung. Now, how can we reduce the impact of acid rain? Now, how can we check? We have to check the root cause, the main cause of acid rain. That is by reducing the emission of oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. That is by preventing air pollution. So how can this be done? By using coal or oil which has very low sulfur content. That is why it will form. If it has a lot of sulfur, then oxide of sulfur will be formed. So we can also reduce such emissions by using a scrubber. What is a scrubber? It is a device that absorbs gaseous pollutants. A scrubber is used for removing sulfur dioxide from a smokestack, usually consists of a fine spray of water. Okay, this is the scrubber. Okay, so here you can see water, the gas which is coming. These are sort of, fixed in the chimneys. So the gas which is coming out from the chimneys go in from here. Okay, and there you can see there is a gas diffusing plate here, and when water is poured in from here and here. Okay, so this is known as a smokestack. Okay, so a fine spray of water and gas which comes out from the stack, it is passed through this scrubber, it rises up. Okay, water is let in. So in this process, what happens? The sulfur dioxide or sulfur trioxide which is present will dissolve in this water to form sulfuric acid here, and then it is collected here. Okay, so formation of this constant of acid rain is reduced. So the gas which comes out from the chimney will be free of the oxides of sulfur, that is sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Okay, so we will stop here, children. I will not give you any assignment further on because we have come to the end of the session this year. This is the last part which I need to complete. So I will complete this chapter in the next upload. I will do it on Monday only because biology we are almost done. Okay, so I'll get back to you in the WhatsApp group. Till then, children, stay safe. God bless you.